Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting announcement video that is actually just me advertising myself to you guys. So, yeah. I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. I really never know how to advertise myself. I always feel a bit weird doing it because I always feel weird suggesting that you guys send me money in exchange for audios. But how shall I put this? I want to eat. So we're doing this today. And one of these days I'll get better about making these announcements and making these advertisements without it being weird. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I will try to keep this as soft-spoken as possible so that you lovely people who just want to tune in and hear my voice and fall asleep can do so. But for anyone who is interested in what I have to say, thank you so much for being here, and I will try not to waste your time. So, first and foremost, my Patreon. I have that. If you don't know that I have it, I don't blame you. I haven't been the best at advertising it in the past, but I wanted to bring it up just in case anyone maybe was wondering if there was a way to support me while also getting some sweet rewards. This is the way to do it. So, over on my Patreon, I have the link should be in the description of this video. It should be over on my card. You can get to it from there, I believe. If I'm mistaken, please let me know and I'll fix it. But yeah, so over on my Patreon, it has one tier. It is a $5 a month tier. And what you can get there is you can get access to a special Google form where you can send me questions for the Q&As. You can send as many questions as you want. I'll also usually every other month have a special vote to decide whatever is the little bonus topic I do at the end of my Q&As. I've been doing that. It's kind of fun. Other things you'll get, however, are audios that for whatever reason I don't see fit to be published onto my actual YouTube channel. Usually I find that the big thing is that I'll make a character, I'll do an audio for them, and then I won't really feel inspired to do anything else with them, so they kind of just are there in my recordings. But I don't really want to just make an entire custom thumbnail and stuff to put them on my channel. So instead they can go up onto my Patreon where I don't have to do all that, but you guys can still get access to the fun characters or little audios I do to kind of test out certain things, see if I like certain dynamics, see if I like certain characters, see if I like certain themes, blah, 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 blah. So you get access to that. And something I've been doing kind of recently is you guys can also vote on audio ideas that I might not have had the inspiration to make into something really big on my YouTube channel, but I'd still be interested in pursuing for one audio or two audios, and you guys can vote to see what audio I work on, and then I'll publish it later that month. So yeah, I'm also right now, if all goes well, looking for you guys' opinions on what to do with my Patreon, how I can make it better for you guys, how I can make you guys feel like you're being rewarded for supporting me, how I can better support you guys in exchange for your support, and what you want me to do more of, what you want me to do less of, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in supporting me or even just giving me a piece of your mind, now's a great time to go check my Patreon out. And yeah, so that's the first big thing. Like I said, that should be over in the description of the video. If it's not, feel free to yell at me and I'll fix it for you. The second big thing I wanted to announce, which is the core of this video, is that my long-form commissions, my 10 and 15-minute commission audios, are being opened up again. So that as well should be in the description of this video. Hopefully on a different line in the description with distinct labels for which link is which. But yeah, so what that means is I have a commission form open. It is for you guys to send in your requests for commissions. You can go over how long you want the audio to be, what character you want the audio to feature, what the general theming is, what the plot will look like, all that good stuff. And then at the end of the period, it should be running until the 26th, I believe, so like 2 weeks from now. At the end of the submission period, I'll look over everyone's responses. I'll pick out the ones that I think I can do, and I will work on those ones. So just to be very clear, the commission form will be open. You can submit a request into it. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that I'll get to it, but it does guarantee that I will at least see that your commission is there, and if I can get to it, I'll be happy to pick it up. So something I will say really quickly is sometimes I will also have my 5-minute $5 commission audios over on my Ko-Fi. Those are first come, first serve. Currently I have them turned off, so you can't get those shorter audios. And the reason for this is simply I've had a couple of people be really confused by the Ko-Fi audios, thinking they were either where they were supposed to be submitting the long form commissions, or thinking it was some kind of submission fee that they had to pay in order to get me to look at their stuff. And so just to make sure that nobody's confused, nobody sends me money erroneously, I just want to go ahead and say, for now, until the end of this period, that the long form commission form will be open. I won't have my 5-minute commissions open. So yes. As for what I do have available currently, as I said, I do have my long form commissions open. Those are 10 to 15 minute long. 10-minute audio start at a base of $25, and 15-minute audio start at a base of $35. The cost can go up depending on the complexity of the audio. For example, if you want multiple characters to be present in the audio, if you want custom characters to be made specifically for your commission, or if you want complex sound effects like stomach internals, or a busy marketplace, for example, or a war zone or something, if you want that. And if you want your audio to be private, so it doesn't go up on my YouTube channel at all, ever. It is exclusively for you to view and distribute as you see fit. That will cost an additional $2 for a 10-minute commission, or $3 for a 15-minute commission. But that being said, for anyone who's worried about what the potential final costs are, I don't think I've ever seen a commission go above $60, and that's the really big commissions with all the bells and whistles and all the really fancy stuff. So generally speaking, if all you want is one character talking, or some relatively basic stuff, you're not going to have to pay much, if anything, over the base price. So don't worry there. Of course, I did mention that you can create custom characters for your audio. This can either be characters that belong to you, so original characters you have made that you would like me to voice. I do not do characters from existing media. So, like, for example, I think the example I usually use is I wouldn't do like Kermit the Frog. But if you have a character that you yourself have made and you want me to voice, I'll be happy to do that. Or if you have a character like concept, like, oh, I want this character to be a kindly blacksmith, or a smug innkeeper, or a suave bartender, stuff like that. I can work with that. Though you're not required to make a custom character for your commission. You are also welcome to just use one that exists on my YouTube channel. Any of them that have not been featured exclusively in commissions are totally fine. So generally speaking, anyone who has a playlist on my YouTube channel is definitely fine. And then if you're ever curious, you can also either send me a comment asking, hey, was this a commissioned character, or you can send me an email, and I'll let you know. If you do ask for a character that was exclusively like a commissioned character from a commission that you did not request, I'll treat it as a new character, so it'll still have that custom character fee. Just forewarning. As for topics, as for what I am willing to do in a commissioned audio, pretty much anything is fine outside of like genitalia and sexual content. That's really my biggest boundary. I'm just not comfortable doing stuff like that right now. Maybe in the future, but right now, no. I guess also excessive gore. So, yes, the sex, genitalia, and excessive gore are really the only things I just will never do. But if you want to be really cautious, just avoid like anything below the belt and above the knee. That's like kind of just the questionable area. So, yeah, aside from that, like I said, pretty much everything's probably fine. Might depend a bit on presentation, but yeah, and if you've seen it on my channel, chances are it's totally fine. Vor, GT, obviously, but also if you want something super vanilla and you just like my voice and you just want to hear me be a random dude, that's also totally okay. I'll also say here really briefly, because I've heard a couple people ask, featuring characters that are on my channel is totally fine, like I said. I kind of expect a lot of people will want to use characters from my channel. I don't know. But notably also, they do not have to be, perfectly in character. I'll try to keep them as in character as possible while recording. But you don't have to, fit your audio into my canon. The way I see your audios, the ones that you commission, are that they are sort of like a fan work. They are your own personal, unique creation that I am simply providing the voice for. So if you want something in a different universe, if you want something that's a little bit out of character, or you want something that's a situation that would never usually happen, that's totally fine. You're welcome to ask for it, and I fully support this. So, yeah, that also said, something kind of specific to this particular time period is, I know currently Clement's kind of out of the house. You can still ask for audios featuring him, I do not mind. The same exact concept applies. In canon, he's somewhere, but in your personal commissions, you can be anywhere you want. So, yeah. Also worth noting, you're welcome to send more than one submission into the form. Generally speaking, I try to accept just one idea from everybody before doubling up. because I want to make sure as many people as possible get the chance to have a commission. But if I really like your ideas, I really like your ideas. And if nothing else, it gives me some flexibility. It gives you some flexibility. It lets me say, hey, I liked these ideas of yours. And it lets you be able to pick out what ideas you liked best instead of being stuck to, just one specific one. So yeah, if you have multiple ideas, feel free to send them in. I'm happy to look at them. And generally speaking, unless there's one that I specifically can't do, either because I'm not comfortable with it or I don't think I have the ability to do it right now in a way that I think will be satisfactory, if you have multiple audios that I'd be interested in doing, I will send you a thing saying, hi, I'd be happy to do any of these, feel free to pick. So, in regards to me contacting you, in the past, I will really quickly clarify, I have not tended to send emails to everybody who sent in a request. I've tended only to send them to people who I was working on their commissions, and it's something that I kind of regret having not done. I regret having not sent everybody communications because my thought in the past was I didn't want to waste people's time. I didn't want to, send an email just to say, hi, congratulations, I reject your ideas. But I think looking back, it would have been worthwhile. And I know a couple people have messaged since and said, hey, are you working on my idea or not? And so this time around, it is my goal to send everyone an email. So that being said, I will not be sending anybody an email until after the submission period is over. So I will be considering who to work with after the submission period is over, so I know the full scope of everybody's commissions, and I know what the like full range is and what I can and cannot work on. So if you haven't heard from me and the submission period isn't over yet, it's not me ignoring you, it's just I'm waiting. However, you are welcome to send me correspondence for any reason if you want to make sure that your submission went through. If you want to double check something before you submit, that's totally fine. Just know that I'm not snubbing you in that sense. As for once the commission period or the submission period for the form is over, I will be sending emails as quickly as possible. It might take me a while, but if you feel like you haven't heard from me and it feels like a suspiciously long amount of time, like several days have passed and you've still heard nothing, you are still welcome to reach out and say, hey, just curious, still interested, blah, blah, blah. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. So outside of that, if you haven't been selected for this month's commission queue, I'll do my best to give you reasoning, so that you're not confused. It's not just a blanket, no, sorry, F you. Because a lot of the time, I really do like your ideas. I just don't have the either capability, I don't have the schedule, or I don't have the energy. And so I want to make sure you guys know. And if something does need changing, if there is anything that goes against my guidelines, or something like your initial idea was outside of your budget, I'd like to be able to work with you guys on that and make sure that you know for the future. And if nothing else, you can resubmit the idea and say, okay, how's this? And yeah, and we can all be happy. Now, if you have been selected for this month's commission queue, the general scope of what that'll look like, what the kind of timeline will be for that, is I will send you an email letting you know the basics of your commission. So I'll say, hey, you've been selected for this month's commission queue. Here's what your general idea is. Here's what the price will be. Here's the breakdown of the price. You asked for this length of audio with these specific add-ons. It'll cost this much. And then I'll give you a brief outline of how I see your audio playing out based on what you've requested. I can't write a script for every audio. In fact, I write a script for very few audios. But I'll give you an outline basically saying here's how I think the general pacing will go. And if that looks good to you and the pricing looks correct, then I will go ahead and send over an invoice via PayPal to you. And as soon as you send that back, I will get to work on your commission. And I'll tell you, okay, I have your invoice. It's been received. I will go ahead and start working on it. I should have the vocal track sent over to you by this date. And so before I send over the finalized audio, I'll send over just a pure vocal track. It will have my voice and like a little bit of editing. And I'll also send over a guide to you on where I plan to put any additional sound effects, vocal effects, sounds, ambiances, etc. Obviously, if your commission was vocals only and it didn't have like any effects at all, then that'll just be the finished file. But if you had other sound effects and stuff, then I'll send you just the vocal track first, and I'll check in with you, make sure that everything sounds good, the pacing sounds good, the wording sounds good, there's nothing that I say that sounds weird or unwanted. And if there is anything, I do allow for 2 rounds of changes to the audio completely free. So if there's something where you're like, oh, this wording is really weird, or I actually really don't like that pacing, or something about this part just feels off, could you maybe change it, or could you add this other thing? You're more than welcome to do that. That's why I send the vocal track first, so we can get all that ironed out before adding in all the kind of hard to change stuff later. So assuming everything sounds good, then I'll go ahead and let you know, okay, I'll have the finished audio done by this date, and I will finish up the audio for you and send it over. And then once again, you can check, make sure everything sounds good, all the additional sound effects sound good, and if they do, awesome. If they don't, then, like I said, I can go ahead and change that for you and make sure it sounds good. And then at that point, you'll have your finished audio. And if you want the audio to be public, eventually it'll go up on my channel. If you want it to be private, then it will just go straight to you and nobody else. But I want to be very clear. Once you have the audio file, you are welcome to do with it as you wish. So if you want to send it to a friend as a gift, if you want to upload it onto your social media and say, hey, I got this commission from Secret Sauce ASMR, of my character or of this idea or whatever, you're welcome to do that. If you want to publish it in like a Discord server or anything like that, you're welcome to use it as you see fit, is what I'm getting at. It is your audio. So yeah, that is the general pipeline of commission concept to finished work. And I think that's everything I wanted to talk about regarding my commissions. As I said, they are open currently. They should be open until the end of the 26th. So, 11:59 p.m. on the 26th, Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to share. As I say, if you have any questions, if there's anything you're not sure about, feel free to let me know. You're welcome to send me an email. You're welcome to send me a comment. If it is getting close to the deadline, and there's anything you're not sure about, you're not certain if something will be acceptable, or if you're not sure how something works, I would say go ahead, and you're not certain that I'll be able to get back to you on time. Go ahead and send in the form submission. Worst comes to worst, I say no. But I'd rather you go ahead and just have the form submitted so that I know that it's there and so I can look at it, rather than you waiting until it's past due and then you missed your chance. So yeah. Outside of that, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to go check out my commission form. Feel free to go check out my Patreon. Or if you don't want to support me monetarily, that's also totally fine. I really am just appreciative that so many of you wonderful people are here and checking out what I do and listening to my audios. I am so flattered. And I will talk to you guys later. And I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. So, yeah. Goodbye.